game, the Lakers have returned. A successful 5-game homestand could put them solidly above the play-in line as they have been moving up. The standing is in the West. Dennis Schroeder helped pull out the win in OKC. A game-high 26 points while on a bum ankle. Jared Vanderbilt will get a shot at his former club. He played 3 seasons in Minnesota. Everyone's favorite new Laker will be ready. It's the Lakers and Timberwolves, 11th in the West versus the current 8th seed. Tip-off is at 7:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. As we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. I'm Allie Clifton, joined by the one and only Hall of Famer, Big Game, James Worthy, 7-time champ, Big Shot, Robert Horry. Rob, good to see ya.
Yeah, man, seemed like he's been gone too long.
Right?
Yeah, we missed you, man.
I'm feeling the love, man, because y'all notice when I'm not here, so.
Yeah, man, I had to goof hug, man, goof
Guess
hug.
it's better to feel that way than the other way. So kudos to you. We got some special guests in the house as well. Yeah. Jared Knight and his mom Linda are joining us. So good to have them as well.
Yes.
Speaking of feeling the love. And we begin with the Lakers opening a 5-game homestand, but they will be without LeBron for the foreseeable future. In case you missed it, he sustained a right foot tendon injury and will be reevaluated, keyword there, in approximately 3 weeks. In addition to LeBron, here are some injury updates. Good news, Anthony Davis, right foot stress injury, listed as probable. We'll get the latest there in a moment. Dennis Schroeder, that left ankle sprain from OKC the other night, probable. D'Angelo Russell remains out with that ankle sprain, 4th straight for D'Lo. So I think, Big Game, we begin with the news on LeBron James. And I think no matter what, when you hear no surgery is needed, that is a good sign. Obviously not a lot of time left. 3 weeks puts you, when he is to be reevaluated, at about March 23rd. So about 10 games without LBJ. But I think the positive is no surgery.
Yeah, the positive is definitely no surgery. It's something you're going to have to, wait on. I think that the one thing that I think about is, it's you said a 2-week or 3-week?
3 week.
3-week, evaluation. What's going to happen then? After wearing this boot, he's getting a ton of treatment and stuff like that. What's it going to be like? What's the prognosis going to be? So that's a good sign. No surgery. If he can come back in 3 weeks, that's a good sign as well. But that's the unknown.
But for me, as soon as it happened, all I could think of was Rick Fox. Rick came down with the tendon in his foot and tore it and kind of ended his career. So, but the thing that was different between Rick and LeBron is LeBron got up and finished the game. So to me, I was like, okay, that means he is not that bad. Rick could barely walk and had to be, on crutches. So LeBron is in the boot. He's going to get well because we know he's the type of guy that heals fast. He has all this technology. He's one of these guys that you take care of his body. So when you take care of your body take care of you and usually heals fast. So hopefully, he can get back sooner than later.
Posting on Instagram yesterday, Road to Recovery has already begun with a Wolverine emoji. Quick healer, to your point. It's been without him 16 games this season.
Do you even know who Wolverine is?
I have no idea, but that's what they told me. So I'm saying it because it sounds great. For more on tonight's matchup versus the Timberwolves, let's get you live to Crypto.com Arena Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. Don't shake your head. He's standing by with more. Hello, Mike.
I had to slide that in real quick.
Allie,
I don't know where else we want.
That's one of those ones that I thought you might have just had some awareness of. Not necessarily having seen the movie, but just sort of known. And I was also thinking, well, the Wolverine's the animal. Do they actually heal fast, or is that just part of what was mythologized because of the series? Anyway, that's a tangent now. We'll get back to your pop culture knowledge or lack thereof later. For now, good news, yes, Anthony Davis in as expected, Dennis Schroeder in as expected. So with Darvin Ham, we just started talking about Minnesota, and as you know, there are a couple of new Lakers that were Wolves, one of them not playing tonight, of course, in D'Angelo Russell. But that's part of what we talked about with Darvin Ham, just trying to figure out, what exactly is he looking at when he sees the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They're a team that's fighting. They tried to improve their roster, and they're playing. They got some guys playing at a really, really high level. Obviously, Anthony Edwards, acquiring Mike Conley is a huge thing for them. Nas Reed, they have some guys over there along with Rudy and everybody. So we're going to have our hands full. It's a highly competitive squad over there, very well coached. Me and Chris Finch go back to the G League, D League days. So it'll be fun to see him out there. But our business doesn't change in terms of us, again, being the best version of ourselves and trying to attempt to be that each day.
Darvin, having a little more clarity on injury for LeBron and the timeline that he's going to take to try his work his way back on the court. Is that settling for the group in any way? Is that sort of like, hey, like, here's what we're looking at. We kind of understand it. Here's when we hope to have him back, and we can just deal with it. I mean, how does that change how the group looks at it?
No, I mean, we just don't speculate. You know, his situation is what it is. You know, we released a statement today. We stand firm on it. There's no new updates, and his situation is what it is. And if it wasn't for him and his play, we wouldn't be this close to have a chance to improve going forward. So just want him to take his time and you know, be aligned with the medical staff and do what he needs to do to get back as quickly as possible. So, you know, the guys know, everybody, we have to step up, all of us.
And then D'Lo, this is fourth straight for him, I think, missed. What's the step he has to overcome to get back to the court? Is there anything in particular that he's not able to do yet?
Well, we set up some play groups for him. We don't want to just have a guy go from not playing in an NBA game to throwing him back out there. There's steps such as play groups that we have to see how he responds to that, how his body responds, his ankle specifically, and we'll go from there. And he's in the process of doing all of that.
I was just going to ask, so he's been able to play some live stuff with, like, stay ready groups?
Yeah, it just started today.
All right, so there's Darvin Ham. Now, Allie, does this help you at all? Does this mean anything to you?
Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely
Okay.
not.
Yep. I just tried. Thought that might not, but that's okay. Hey, you're good at other things, okay? You don't have to know stuff like that.
Mike Trudell, thank you for that. I was also going to say I appreciate the support, even though I don't know a whole lot about pop culture. And look, he even complimented me on other things. Rob,
There you
see?
go.
Mike, I appreciate
didn't specify
it.
those things, but there are things.
Rob is back. Rob is back.
That's for another day. Mike Trudell, you're amazing. Moving on. So with no LeBron James out, of course, the other night in OKC, the team got the W, which was a great sign, but they also were without Anthony Davis. I think that news of having him back in action, we talk about how pivotal this time of season is, big game, A+.
Yeah, and, you know, we achieved what we set out. You know, I wanted 3-0, 2-1. So we're still right where we said we wanted to be, and we're getting AD back. I just hope, and I said this post-game, you know, when AD and LeBron, you know, they're dominant players. That night that they had 25 points between them, and then there was other guys that really, they need to learn how to play like that all the time. Because winning without LeBron and AD, it was just effort, team ball. They corrected that 26 turnovers because guys just weren't familiar with people, but they corrected that, and they were scrappy against Oklahoma. So, and I know Oklahoma was a little shorthanded as well without Alexander, but I think they just need to incorporate guys like Walker, Reeves, let them do their thing a little bit more. Obviously, LeBron and AD are the key factors.
Like for me, you look at guys like Lonnie Walker, you know, you take your hats off to him because he hadn't been playing a lot. All of a sudden, he go into the Memphis game, comes up big, and then, you know, he hadn't played, and then he kept that going in the OKC game. The guy is ready to play. He's a professional. But what I enjoyed most was without AD, the hustle, the energy, the effort that these guys play, the emotions. You know, they go out and they play hard each and every possession. They make sure they take care of the basketball each and every possession, because when you don't have a top dog like this that can bail you out, even though Schroeder can bail you at times, you don't have the guys like AD and LeBron. You have to be careful of that basketball. You have to take care of them. And they shared it so much and they played well. So, you know, you love to see when you look down that line, you know, all the starters had double figures except for Vanderbilt, but, you know, we'll let him slide because of his hustle. But it was so wonderful to see.
I want to talk mentality really quick before we go to break, and I'm going to start with you, Rob, because it's your favorite word or phrase, if you will. It's as if winnable games, I know, not your favorite, has now turned into must-win games. And we said that the other night in OKC, a team that is close to the Lakers in the standings. And now you have the Timberwolves, who are a half a game ahead of them in that 8 spot as the Lakers sit 1 game out of 10. What's that approach here down the stretch?
I think when you say winnable games, that doesn't put you in the mindset of we got to go out and win this game. But when you say, we got a must-win situation, it puts you back against the wall. You come out with a lot of energy, you come out with a lot of effort, and you're in attack mode. Because you think about it, Dallas was right there the other day. The energy they played in that Dallas game was phenomenal. Then they come back. If it wasn't for Ja in that third quarter having 28 points, they probably won that game in Memphis also. So the energy is there, the effort there, and I think they know that their backs are against the wall. And they got to come out. It ain't winnable. It's must-win games, and that's the mindset you got to have, because winnable kind of puts you on easy street. Must-win kind of puts you on the road to success.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's the mindset you got to have. Winnable is not guaranteed. It's just out there as a possibility. You got to really now with the games left in this schedule. They got to go out and play as if it's a seven-game series in the finals, and this is it. Every game is a single elimination game. That's what they must think, without LeBron in particular. So, and they got to figure out how to include people, everybody. Walker, Brown, Vanderbilt's really doing his thing. You remember the game he had 17 rebounds, 8 offensive, not one play call for him. So they got to let those guys flourish. And I love what they've been doing. They just got to keep that going, especially on the defensive end, and not turn the ball over.
That race continues, but before we go to break, Rob, this is for you.
Oh, they must know I love Gambit. You put me on Gambit. That's what I'm talking about.
Who am I on?
You are Rogue.
Rogue?
Rogue.
Sounds
James
about right.
Is Cyclops.
Cyclops with the eye.